Hey, folks, is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome into my returning subs, my growing and the beautiful family. Just thank you so much for the love and support. Being able to know that we all can lift each other up through these days of guiding towards a path of abundance and uplift on so many levels is truly a blessing. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light. And many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when your girl's about to upload her next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love a chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback of the content of my video, or you're just up, tell me about your empathic gift, how it impacts your life and heading you towards a positive direction. Also, if you feel like the videos are very uplifting to you, informative, give you good insight or good vibes or inspiration that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or friend, or even a fellow empath going through trying times and need confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It's greatly appreciated. And I hope that you're able to resonate with the content of my video. Oh, excuse me, y'all. The music that I'm listening to right now is called Boost Your Aura. Attract positive energy, meditation music, and manifest miracles. And I will post that link in the description box below. And the video I'm doing today is Twin Flame 101 Heyoka change has taken place. No longer should you carry the energy of uncertainty and defeat. You know, we're all going through trials and tribulations, parting ways with old habits, toxic patterns or negative patterns and stuff like that. And at times, it's just like we've been going through so much. Sometimes we can carry that energy of defeat, unsurety, doubt, fears, and it's sometimes it's just like if you have been catching L's for so long, it's kind of hard for you to believe that better is on its way for you. You have to really, know that your prayers are being answered, in the most mysterious way. A lot of times when we deal with a lot of things, in our lives that we feel like, oh gosh, when am I going to be able to part ways with certain situations, tired of looking at certain situations the way it is. But you have to be able to pay attention to the change that is going on, behind the scenes. I used to carry that around. I had to allow myself through the times I've been off. It really allowed me to see things for what they truly are. A lot of times when we are so stressed out and you pray, a lot of times you don't understand that the prayers has already been answered. A lot of times where I'm just like, I'm not exactly where I want to be at. There's different things that goes on in my life. And I really, when I allow myself to really sit there and reflect on everything that has transpired in my life for the last few years, or even just at this beginning of the year, things have changed so much for the better for me. And, I always try to show that attitude of gratitude. A lot of times we fall short on that, even if it's for the littlest things. And, I used to be ungrateful. And that's the reason why, universe used to look at me like, you little ungrateful heifer. Let me, let me go ahead and show you what I can do. Anything that it can be mediocre to you, that something has been answered in some kind of strange way. You have to be able to be grateful for those little things. When universe is seeing that we are being grateful for even the little changes in our life, we have to be grateful for those. And because it is guiding you towards the things that you are truly wanting to transpire into your life or coming towards your way. A lot of times it just always, looked at my situations in a negative sense at times, when things got heavy. Like I always say, not every day is going to be a positive day. There's a lot of times you have dealt with things that were so heavy on your heart. And a lot of times we didn't realize we were being unfair to ourselves. You allow certain situations and toxic experiences to really, you gave your power to that. It was just there for you to get growth of empowerment. and being able to understand these certain situations had to take place for you to be strengthened in ways you weren't before. A lot of times we're stuck in karmic cycles for us to be able to learn a lesson, and sometimes we have that energy is like, okay, we got to change the situation, when the whole thing was for that vibration of change to transpire into yourself from that hectic situation. And I had to really be able to sit here and see that. There's a lot of times that I don't talk to the universe and told them how I felt. But then it was just like when I get towards these videos, I'm not realizing I'm answering my own things to my, solutions to what unanswered questions I do have. A lot of times we can really be dealing with trauma. And, the only way we can get that strength within growth is being able to experience a lot of setbacks in our life, a lot of things where we feel defeated. Um, and there's sometimes you have to just, close a lot of doors without that closure. Sometimes you have to be able to, walk away and, allow yourself to forgive during those times people have went out their way to hurt you. you know it's just like, it has a domino effect when it comes to dealing with, narcissistic people, sociopaths, psychopaths, whatever. Some kind of way, shape, or form they were traumatized at one time, and that's pretty much all they know. Or, when you have to get uplift from, breaking somebody else's heart, those are people that are damaged. Those are people that, feel like this is the only way I can feel good about myself is putting somebody else down. And that's a sad situation. A lot of people will give you those vibes or put roadblocks in your way because they don't want to see you do better with your life. And those are the type of people that, need the most healing of all. you know um and it's just like when I really see my situation for what it is, I'm so blessed. And at times I don't understand that, because there are certain things that I'm just tired of dealing with. But, you have to be able to see the changes that are taking place throughout this situation. I had to really look at it as like, look, you're going through all these different experiences. You're learning these life lessons for you to be able to make a survival book or videos to help other people along the way. I've connected with so many people here, and I'm just so grateful for everybody that I meet, and, the ones that I haven't, had the pleasure of virtually meeting yet. And just being able to know how these videos has really helped a lot of people along their way understand why they're here, understand their purpose of the mission that they're partaking in, being able to understand why certain things had to transpire into their life to uplift them in ways they didn't know that they needed. Being able to know that, yes, you might be having a hard time right now, but just look at all the positive changes that are about to take place in your life, or even pay attention and be grateful for the changes that has taken place in your life. It may not be the things that you have prayed for and asked for, but a lot of times we have to be able to change our view on life, being able to change that attitude that we carry, allowing ourselves to really view, observe instead of, take on certain things. If you observe a lot of things without you allowing yourself to respond to them, you're better off will be, because there's a lot of times that I see things and, knowing myself, I always had to be that person that had to take the last word, or, you say something like, say it again. I had to be that type of person. But a lot of times I need to not allow myself to give certain things energy. When I dealt with a lot of different people, how certain things has transpired. And it's just like, instead of me being angry with people that's really tried to go out their way to hurt me because they were insecure about the things that I had going on in my life, while I was trying to help them in theirs, they were too busy trying to snatch from me. And, I used to really be hurt by those things. But then I had to allow myself to know there are sometimes if you place your energy on certain negative things, that's what you tend to bring into your life. If there's people that have, if you constantly keep worrying about the people that has blocked things out of your life, those are the people you're going to attract. So I had to allow myself to shift my view, shift my power, whatever I put my energy in on things have really grown in my life. There's people who are going to be like that out in the world, but I had to allow my energy not to be focused on those different type of things or those type of people. And um, things will come back to test you to see if you learn from past lessons and experiences, to know what not to do and what to do, what walk away from it, or let yourself to be open towards certain things. Everything is a life lesson. It's taught you a lot of things that you need to learn about yourself, what you allow yourself to focus on, and what you need to to let go and part ways with, and acknowledge, be grateful for those different situations, because it taught everything you come in in contact with has taught you something. And being able to see that, and allow myself to really stay focused on my growth. A lot of things has went on into my life, but it was like a lot of things I had to allow myself to really see what certain situations has truly taught me, in a most positive way, even though it might have been traumatic that I had to endure. But then when I allowed myself to say, you know what, I'm grateful for this thing that just passed off in my life, even though it was a situation, it felt like it was just sucking the life out of me. That was the power I gave that certain situation. That was that power I gave that certain person. And and I had to be able to snatch that back, regardless if I had to ask for it back. That's something I had to claim. I'm not going to allow myself to put energy on things and people that that just was there to help me realize something I didn't have it within myself. And it took me a while to have to do that. So it's just a lot of times when we are ready for change to take place, we have to be able to have that mindset of change for it to take place. Because if you allow yourself to keep thinking about the negative things that situation has brought into your life, that's all you're going to keep consuming yourself with, is a certain situation that was there just to teach you, empower you, uplift you, and for you to be able to go along its way, and being able to grow from that situation. And it's just, a lot of times we tend to hold on to things that, has really, shattered our lives in one way or another. And it was just like, when I think about all the things that has happened in my life, it broke me down so many different ways. There are certain things that I'm still healing from, but it's just like when your spirit guides are letting you know, hey, you're not dealing with this alone, or they remind you of the strength that you are not acknowledging within yourself. Being able to be allow that vibe or the frequency of uncertainty to quit consuming your life when things are uplifting you and things are becoming better. The doors of abundance is about to open for you. But if you allowing yourself to keep viewing that door of the past of things that has hurt you, when universe is shifting in ways that you need to follow suit. A lot of times we don't do that, and we end up missing out on opportunities. And it's at that point where we only got like like a week and some days of this year, and it's just like you have so many good things that are about to transpire in your life that I even had to tell myself it's time to let go. Even though things are sad, that has been placed in your life, that things has happened to you, the things that didn't happen for you, everything happens for a reason. Everything is there to give you growth. Everything is there to give you wisdom. A lot of times you got to fall, for you to dust your knees off, get back up and say thank you for that, that trip. You have to be able to do that at times and be grateful for it. And there's a lot of things that's going on in our lives. And there's times I have to sit here with myself, like I tell you, I'm going through a lot of self-care in my life, to where if I'm going to be able to help other people, I have to make sure I can maintain and hold the things that I'm saying to y'all, being able to practice what I preach. But it's like I said, there's all these things that I'm preaching about, or what I'm speaking about is something that I had to learn within myself. Know what we went through wasn't easy. It wasn't supposed to be. But those situations that you have been placed in is going to uplift you in a lot of ways. A lot of times things had to be snatched from us because we were so busy taking it for granted, or we didn't allow ourselves to appreciate it at times. It just depends on how you look at it. I'm not saying everybody's situation is like that, but I'm just talking about for me. There's a lot of things that I took for granted, a lot of things I didn't allow myself to change because I was so busy worried about the wrong things in my life, holding grudges towards people. It could have been, they could have been passed on, and I'm still being mad about something they didn't do. Or, somebody brought $5 and they done died. I'm like, damn, I still didn't get my $5 back. You're like, girl, just like they already dead. It's like, so I needed that $5. But, everything happens for a reason. A lot of times we need to be able to do things without expecting something in return, knowing, it feels good to be able to give. That's why I tell people, don't be blocking my blessings trying to give me something back. Being able to know that I can give you that peace of mind and that happiness and that joy again that we were robbed from, we allowed ourselves to get robbed from. Because when I was, there was times where I still was angry, about things that has been, snatched away from me, or the things I felt like I was robbed from, and those are the things that was hard for me to let go of, and it's just like so many bad things that's happened in my life. It was hard for me to really trust the process and what I was going through, to know that better was already on its way. Better is happening to me now. But if I allowed myself to look at negative situations or responding or, reviewing it, so many blessings done came across your way. And it was just like I had to allow myself to appreciate what those hard times taught me, strengthening those times of my minor setbacks or my major setbacks is really strengthening me in ways. But it's all about how I chose to look at it, and it is just times, when it's, universe and, God is putting those vibes in there. It's like, what, we know these things are hard for you to let go of because this is something that really, messed you up on all levels. We get that. But this is something that you needed to go through to strengthen you, and for it to be able, for the lesson to be taught within that situation. You have to acknowledge that, see it for what it is, and let go. And a lot of times it's hard for me to let go. I be having that death grip on it. And I'm just like, but what is the purpose on me holding on to that? Is it having a positive, you know, uh, keepsake with me? Is this something that's going to enrich me in certain ways if I keep holding on to this? And the answer is no. Why should I hold on to something that was there just to strengthen me? Not hold on to because I'm allowing certain, toxic experiences keep, in constant cycle in my head. Like I kept on giving that airplay. Why? Why you got to do that? Allow that situation, um, of what it needed to teach you, and being able to part ways with it. You got so much better about to come in your life. Why hold on to things that it wasn't meant for you to hold on to? You know, um, these are the situations that has empowered me in different ways that I didn't even know it was going to do. I always, like I've said before, if you've been with me for a while, I said, since I was like 4 or 5 years old, I want to be able to make people happy and bring some kind of peace of mind into their life. I just didn't know how I was going to do that. And not realizing, the things that was taking place in my life, this is what I asked for. I just didn't know it was going to be answered in this type of way. But then when I can see all the changes that I have been through, the tears I've cried, the heartaches that had to take place and form in my life is, in my spirit, had to be able to be consumed and busted out. It's just like if you see something that is growing and growing and growing. There was a lot of negative, a lot of hate, a lot of anger that I held on to and consumed myself in this little bubble that it wasn't supposed to be. And then it overflowed. And then when I allowed myself to really, I just had to sit with self, and self had to sit up here and just like, okay, yes, this has really messed you up in so many ways that can, I always tell people, I never want you to know what I feel like. I never want anybody to say I can imagine, because I don't want nobody to imagine that. You might think that you can imagine what I've been through. I never want anybody to feel that way, because that is a very hurtful thing that I didn't even want to have to, acknowledge or feel at that time. So it's just like, all the things that I'm doing it because that's I know what that feeling feels like, of walking around and not knowing if anybody else feels the way I feel, or understands what I'm going through. The pain that I carry, the heaviness um, of trauma that has really consumed me in my life. Does anybody know what that feels like? When I first started this, I didn't know where the hell I was going. It was like a video diary to me. It was a positive outlet for me, and not knowing this was the outcome that was going to take place in my life, being able to be understood by so many different people um, all around the world. And then it's just like, y'all be having me crying. It's like them tears, those heartstrings be just jerked, you know, just being able to know, just me voicing my views on life, the things that has came into my visions, and being able to sit up here and see the visions that I have, unfolding into my life was such a beautiful gift um, that God has, embraced me with, has given me, and being able to know, those situations that I'm vocal about would be able to help other people understand the tragedies that has, took part in their lives. And it's just like when I really see it for what it is, it took me a long time to do that. And it was just like, I ain't even gonna lie, the last few days, I was dealing with unwanted issues that I didn't even know was still there. But if you're that type of person that suppressed so many things because you didn't want to have that feeling in your heart anymore, and didn't realize you were just saving it for a rainy day. And that was my rainy day yesterday. Technically, it was raining for real yesterday. So it gave me a lot of time to release that unwanted baggage. And, being able to have faith in the universe, they know what is in store for you. I know what's in store for me. Um, and it's just like you have to go through certain situations to be able to be grateful for those certain situations. There are so many different people I've came in contact with, or seeing the videos they made, whether if it was motivational speaker on here or YouTube or whatever. And they really were open about their experiences out on life, because life can be very cruel. We see a lot of ugliness that goes on in the world, and you have to be able to embrace that, as well as you see the positive things that happen on in the world. I'd rather hear stuff about that. But knowing that, when I allowed myself to really sit and see how my life has unfolded, allowing myself to really part with things that has really broke me down, you know. And I had to tell myself, you no longer, I mean, you are so powerful, but why are you allowing yourself to give things that you cannot change so much energy in your life? Why are you doing that? And especially if you allow those cords to be cut when it comes to certain people, why are you giving that situation that they have placed on you so much power? Even though those were things that has really hurt me to the core, but not really seeing as this is the things that has strengthened me in ways that I did not know I needed, and when we're out here trying to help humanity, you have to really, that God didn't want me or even you to want to heal and then you help somebody, because you don't realize when you're on that verge of or that path of healing and uplifting yourself, God's going to end up bringing or orchestrating and setting you up with others that need to have that upliftment and friendly reminder as well. We can't sit up here and help heal the world if we're not changing how we view the world. There's a lot of things we have been consumed in, but through those storms of being consumed, you have to be able to rock with it as well, and that's where your truth comes in. That's where your strength comes in, from you being able to tackle the things that were sent to break you. A lot of times we don't get that confidence in ourselves to say, yeah, I'm strong. For you to be able to voice out the things that you have went through, and you're still living and breathing and still in your right mind, even though you might be off a little bit, but you're still in your right mind, to be able to know, I never want anybody to feel what I felt doing that, because so many people have, has experience bad things in their life to where they don't realize they're passing that on to the next person. But if you're allowing yourself to be able to be healed through those times that was sent to break you, or just tear you apart, and it didn't, and you can allow yourself to say, you know what, I'm gonna help that next person that I see that needs to be healed, or I'm gonna send out, beautiful words of encouragement when they have that vibe of uncertainty. It's like, when we don't understand, are we on the right path? Are we doing the right things? Are we allowing ourselves to, focus on the right things? It's all about how you see them, how you tend to go about it, when certain things just happen. And, when I had to allow myself to do that and just look at it, it's like, is this really, this is something I really need to put my energy in? Or do I need to allow myself to really, you know, um, sit here with it and just analyze what, has just taken place in my life? A lot of times if we veer our trauma as just trauma and heartache and pain, and being able to not see after it, time has passed, to be able to really see it as, this is that thing that has uplifted me and empowered me in ways I didn't know I needed to have. When you pray and ask for strength to endure a lot of things, that's why you're placed in a lot of things, because some other people are not going to be able to walk away from things that you have, and that's where your strength comes in, because a lot of times we don't give ourselves that credit. And I always had to tell myself, and especially when I'm doing these videos, I'm like, damn girl, shit, did you just really say that? But it allowed me to really see, when you have went through trauma, you can be able to tell somebody your life experiences, um of things that has gone into your life, but you have to be able to be focused on where you're trying to go. You can't control the things that is supposed to take place in your life. It only way you can do take control of things is how you tend to focus on it, or how you tend to put what kind of energy you put on that. And it is just like, a lot of times we don't see that strength within ourselves. Other people can see. That's why, reason people be throwing speed bumps in front of you so many times, because they envy the strength that you carry, that they don't want you to see. They want you to be broken like them, you know and that's not what it's about. And it is just like, I look at myself, and even though it hurt me to core, I'm just like, bigger and better is on its way to me. I just gotta focus on my growth and where I'm trying to go, what am I trying to achieve, what limits that I'm going to break. Because I said I don't want to put limits on myself. I don't want to put chains on myself. I want to be better than I was yesterday, better than I was 5 minutes ago. Not allowing somebody's energy of, insecurities, come and soak all up in my stuff, and I'm just like, nah, I ain't about to do all that. But a lot of things we just have to be grateful for. A lot of times we feel like we're stuck in certain situations, but you have to allow yourself to know you're only stuck when you allow yourself to be stuck. You're not, you can allow yourself to say, I'm gonna work on this every day because I don't want to be in this certain situation no more. I'm gonna learn what I need to learn and keep on walking. Allow myself to really, appreciate what those certain experiences has taught me. Where I can be able to voice what I went through. The things that I have struggled with. It was hard for me to be able to, I push forgiveness out towards the people that hurt me, whether it was my mom's ex-husband, his wife, and her children, or whatever, or even the people that they stayed in contact with me, that that constantly wanted to throw stuff towards my way. And and not even realizing, the last time I talked to them, I had to tell them thank you, because all the things you had placed in my life, only all the ways that you thought what you were doing to me that was try to break me, did nothing but make me stronger. And just look at that as something that, even though it was, they pushed it out to be tragic, it was actually a blessing to me. Because, when you have gone through things, you have endured so many tragedies, and you're still able to walk and voice your experience of truth, your story of upliftment. You'll be surprised, what people's stories can do to your life. So it's just like, when I see the things that I have went through, and really can tell God thank you, universe, tell thank you. And because these situations just make me so strong, that's why it's like when I talk to other people, even though I dealt with my things, and some of the things I'm just allowing myself to say, you know what, these has taught you. You don't have to keep holding on to this baggage. You want bigger and better in your life. Let go of that stuff and people who, whatever, just brought you down in a negative sense. Allow that to be a stepping stone to big and better achievements. Um, so it's just like if you feel like you're uncertain, or you feel like you have that kind of energy of defeat, look at where you are in your life. Look where you need to change. A lot of times we just pray for certain people to change, but it's just like you can pray for them all you want, but it has to be that person that's willing to change. But if they're, consuming you and you feel like you're suffocated, those cords need to be cut, and you can pray for them, but you have to be able to love certain people from a distance. Allow yourself to keep it moving. It's up, just like you had to go through your life lessons. You couldn't change until you allowed yourself to let that change go within you. You had to be able to change how you view a lot of people, how you think of them, and how you pass judgment. A lot of times we have a bad habit. Shoot, I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I judge the hell out of folks, but then I had to understand that's not my job to be judging people. Only God can do that. You know, if I want to pass judgment on anybody, it's going to be me. If I know if this is something I need to heal from and allow myself to part ways with it, then part ways with it. Allow myself to not continue to keep talking about it unless it's in a positive sense. I always tell people, if you're going to think about the positive, the negative things that has transpired into your life, but then you can turn around and say, yes, I went through this. This is what happened to me. This is what I had to grow from. This is what has empowered me. But I no longer see it as a trauma, but actually seeing it as a growth, you know. And then you're going places that you already know, just because the way you're viewing your life, that's what is going to take you where you truly need to be. So I hope that you were able to resonate with the content of this video. I love it when I be able to take a couple of days off. It drives me crazy. But then when I'm coming back and doing these messages, I'm just like, now I see why I had to go on my break. So I would love to give a post notification shout out to Growth Through the Fire. Exis 666 Armageddon. Much love to you as well. Drop me a line. Let me know if you resonate. Give me a thumbs up, share. Tell people about the channel. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. I hope you have a blessed, safe weekend and be responsible for everything you do. Know that you are truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved. And knowing there's always someone out there praying for your better days. And I pray that everything you're trying to manifest in your life comes sooner than you expected. And also, whatever you have been praying for, it comes 100 times more than what you expected as well. So make sure you give out love, light, positivity, as well as prosperity vibes. You never know. All those things can really take somebody uh, a long way. And I will see you on my next video. Much love. Peace. Be wild.